Welcome to the next session on entrepreneurship, on technological innovation management and entrepreneurship. In today's class, we are going to learn about entrepreneurial development model, entrepreneurial development cycle, problems faced by entrepreneurs. Together with that, we will be doing some multiple choice questionnaires. Now, entrepreneurial development model. The theories of entrepreneurship are based on psychological and personality traits and sociological models influencing the success of small business. Psychological theories of entrepreneurship. It states that certain attitudinal and psychological attributes differentiate entrepreneurs from non-entrepreneurs and successful entrepreneurs from unsuccessful entrepreneurs. They include need for achievement model. Now, what is need for achievement model? This states that people desire to achieve something for their inner feeling of accomplishment. This theory may be related to Western culture, where personal achievements is very much appreciated by the society compared to other cultures. So, the need for achievement model, this states that people desire to achieve something for their um, inner feeling of accomplish. They may be related to Western culture where people achievement is very much appreciated by the society compared to the other cultures. Locus of control. This theory states that there is a degree to which one believes that he or she is in control of one's destiny. This can either be internal or external. Internal, the internal believers believe that what happens to them is a result of their internal effects, internal efforts, good or bad. External locus of control, they believe that the externals believe that whatever happens to them is a result of external factors, good or bad. The theory contends that internals are more successful in business than externals. Risk taking propensity. This theory contends about one's willingness to accept risk. People who are most likely to accept risk and taking chances are more likely of being self-employed than those who do not take risk. Next is sociological theories of entrepreneurship. These theories suggest that the entrepreneurial behavior is a function of the individual's interaction with the society. So, social marginality model. This theory states that individuals who perceive a strong level of incongruence between their personal attributes and the role they hold in society will be motivated to reconstruct their social reality. While some people may reconstruct their reality by changing careers or employees, others may choose self-employment. Marginal men. Marginal men are referred as individuals who are less integrated to their societies. Since marginal men are not completely part of the society of their adoption, they are free of the restrictions imposed by its value system. At the same time, having left their own society, they are no longer constrained by their dominant values. These situations give way to the development of a conventional pattern of behavior which increases their propensity to become entrepreneurs. Ethnicity. An ethnic origin of a person is said to influence the choice between paid employee and self-employment, as well as performance in self-employment. Evidence of overrepresentation of certain ethnic groups in business careers abounds throughout the world. Next is entrepreneurial development cycle. Entrepreneurial development incorporates four basic issues. One is the availability of material resources. B is the selection of real entrepreneurs. C, the formation of industrial units. And D, the policy formation for the development of the regions. Entrepreneurial skills can be developed through inculcating entrepreneurial traits, imparting the required knowledge, developing the technical, financial, marketing, and marginal skills, and building the entrepreneurial attitude. The objective of entrepreneurial development is to motivate a person for entrepreneurial career and to make him capable of perceiving and exploiting successfully the opportunities for enterprise the opportunities for enterprise. Thus, it is regarded as a tool of industrialization and a solution to the unemployment problem. This entrepreneurial development cycle. The figure shows entrepreneurial development cycle consisting of simulatory, support, and sustainability aspects for entrepreneurship development cycle. Stimulatory is the entrepreneurial education, planned publicity for entrepreneurial opportunities, identification of potential entrepreneurs through scientific method, motivating training of new entrepreneurs, helping and guidance in selecting products and preparing project reports, making available techno-economical information and products profiles, availability of local agency with trained personnel for counseling and promotions, creating entrepreneurial forum, recognition of entrepreneurs. This is the stimulatory. B is the support. Support is registration of unit, arranging finance, providing land, shed, power, water, etc. Guiding for selecting and obtaining machinery, supply of scarce raw materials, getting license, import license, providing common facilities, granting tax relief or other subsidy, offering management consultancy, help marketing product, providing information, that is support. Third one is sustaining. Sustaining is help modernization, help diversification, help expansion, additional financing for full capacity utilization, deferring repayment interest, diagnosed industrial extension, consultancy source, production units, registration, policy change, product reservation, creating new ventures for marketing, quality testing and improving services, need basis, common facility center. So this is the entrepreneurial development cycle, how it works. ABC, stimulatory, support, and sustaining. All the three work together to form the entrepreneurial development cycle. Now let's see what are the problems that is faced by our entrepreneurs. First problem is bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, which means a large number of procedures to be followed and clearances to be obtained to start or operate a new business. Each of them procedures take an inordinately large amount of time. Lack of resource is one of the major problems faced by entrepreneurial firms. In this situation, new venture find it extremely taxing to divert time and attention to time-taking procedural issues. Second one is corruption. While under no circumstances corruption can be justified, it is a bitter truth that it is a rampant in many government departments. Even private sectors are not spared by it. We have to make a collective effort to curb this social evil. As it hampers growth of business, it is a challenge for budding entrepreneurs. Labor. The third problem is the labor. Lack of manufacturing capabilities in India has been attributed to red tapeism and corruption. But the low productivity of labor is also a big factor. In the early days of offshoring, firms from US and Western Europe preferred to set up manufacturing units in Thailand, Mexico, and China rather than India. Though these countries too had an equally bad record of red tapeism and corruption, the labor in these countries were found more productive. Regional sentiments. Many business have failed because they failed to take an account of sentiment of local population. Many successful business have managed to identify and respond for local sentiments. Many outlets of international fast food chains like Pizza Hut and McDonald's do not serve beef or pork as a sign of respect to local morals. On the other hand, scores of business suffer because of antisocial elements trying to score political points by going on a rampage. Grey market and counterfeit goods. The grey market refers to a flow of goods through a distributed channel not authorized or intended by the manufacturer. Usually, this happens when the price of the product in the domestic market is much higher than the nearby markets. That is the different channel through which you get the same product for lesser amount. Those kind of market is called as gray market. Capability building for strong entrepreneurship. The four key strategies of capacity building leading to the development of successful entrepreneurs are: first one is operational capacity building. Having a brilliant understanding of an industry and business at ground level builds operational capability. This is, of course, involves working in a variety of business operation for a period of time prior to diving into entrepreneurship. This is where you gain valuable insight into what makes businesses tick. Understanding the dynamics on the floor, in the cubicles, in the field, and out on road gives you the perspective on how to lead, organize, and plan for operations. Management capacity building. Second one is management capacity building. Taking operational experience one more step, gaining management experience in a field or business will be directly applicable to managing your own business. The valuable experience you gain managing operations, resource, and people will give you the applicable tools for your own business. With a few years of management experience, you will gain management capacity and an understanding of responsibilities and accountabilities at all that level, all precursors to managing your own company. Third one is financial management capacity building. Through a combination of work experience and education, you need to be a well grounded and versed in managing finances. You need to be able to accurately estimate and build financial statements and to understand them. With gained skill, you will need to be able to analyze financial statements, looking at trends and indicators and what those all mean to your business. Financial reports provide key indicators and information on the business's financial health. There is wealth of information in the financial statements. The last one is the personal capacity building, of extreme importance. If you don't have some key personal entrepreneurial traits, you may be closing up shop fast. Some people are born with strong traits, while the other behaviors can be picked up along with the development pathway. Demonstrating strong traits and behaviors such as dedication, perseverance, ambition, determination, strong will, openness, honesty, transparency, fairness, etc., may move you along the pathway to become a successful entrepreneur. So this is about the capacity building for strong entrepreneurship. This ends the contents. We will do some multiple choice questionnaire on the same. Entrepreneurship fails to lead due to partnership frame, new corporate division, new subsidiary venture, none of the above. Entrepreneurship fails to lead in a partnership firm. Answer. Second one, Dash gives financial assistance to entrepreneurs. ICICI Bank, SBI Bank, Indian Bank, IMF Bank. So the answer is A, ICICI gives financial assistance to entrepreneurs. Third one is social and economic development of a nation is a result of entrepreneurs, planning, operational, and government. Answer is A, entrepreneur. Social and economic development of a nation is a result of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurial development programming provides what? A. Self-employment, education and training. C. Skill increment. D. None of all of the above. Entrepreneurial development program provides self-employment. Entrepreneurial Development Institute of India was established by Maharashtra government, Gujarat government, Madhya Pradesh government, Tamil Nadu government. Answer is B, Gujarat government. Thank you for your attention. This ends the session. Module 3, we did study about the social responsibility of organization, what is social audit. We also did what is corporate governance, why corporate governance is important. We also studied about entrepreneur, meaning, characteristic, myths, development modules, classification, problems faced by entrepreneurs, entrepreneur development cycle model, and how to build entrepreneurship capacity building with entrepreneurship. So these were the things that we did in module 3. Thank you for your attention. I will be meeting you in the next session.